KFMA. It's Beef Vegan Presents. As I'm getting this ready here, I played Axl Rose because I think it's fitting because we were talking about Taylor Frankie.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Taylor Frankie Paul being the Real Housewives, Real Mormon, Secret Lives of Mormon Housewives, whatever the case may be. Now, it's no secret that the key to great reality TV is train wrecks, people that are absolutely unhinged. Those are the people that we want to watch on air. That's how it is, right? Mm-hmm. Now, going into the casting of this year's Bachelorette, the Bachelorette and the Bachelor franchise has been on for 25 years.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, my girlfriends are obsessed.
Are they still obsessed?
Yeah, they even texted their group chat being like, did you hear it was canceled? I'm like, oh, yeah, we were talking about it on the radio earlier.
Yeah.
Look at me, finger on the pulse.
That's right. Because I said, hey, this is not looking good for this upcoming season. Beastradamus. But you know what? I can't even take credit for that because everyone saw this coming from a mile away. Considering that she has a criminal record, considering I was most kind of on the surface being like, why would she be the Bachelorette in a situation where it's not that she's damaged goods, because she's not, right? But you're talking like America's most eligible Bachelorette isn't atypically a woman who's twice divorced, 3 kids, 2 different dads, right? And you know, because that is basically a dating pattern that is problematic and not necessarily like she's the one, because she wasn't the one for the previous ones too. You know what I mean? So her choices have not been always stellar. I know you want to defend her, and you did.
No, I don't. But I am suspicious of the Bachelorette franchise because this happened in 2023. That video was from 2023, 3 years ago. She's been on probation for 36 plus months. They filmed that entire season.
Yes.
And then right as she's promoting the season, she was at the Oscars promoting it.
Yeah.
Like all this money being poured into her to promote it. All of a sudden, oh my God, look at this video. Like, wow. Like, why didn't that come out sooner?
This video was also a video that they submitted in court, which led to her probation. So this is kind of like public property in a way, even though it was released. So this is why ABC officials definitely saw it. And this is why casting her is actually the best thing for the franchise.
Well, I think it's like a delayed release. They're going to release it, be like, oh, look at this redemption arc she's going to go on. And then like, here you go. And look, she found love. She's better. Like, I mean, I'm invested. I never watched The Bachelorette and I would want to watch this.
No, I know. And that's the messed up part is that this train wreck, Taylor Frankie Paul, will end up being the highest rated Bachelorette since the inception of The Bachelorette because now you want to watch it, right? Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you what, I'm already looking into my crystal ball. The future on this is that, yes, ABC like very greedily will be like, yeah, absolutely, we got a gold mine in this right now, we're gonna pull it, we're gonna get that the public really sensational, they just want it, right? They want the release, and then as soon as we release it and say, okay, we're gonna put it back on the air, we're gonna break all the record ratings, right? And then we're gonna go into this, and then we're gonna do this, and we're gonna wrap it with a bow and say happy ending, and then 6 months after that, Taylor Frankie Paul will do it again.
I mean, it's her second time. She did it with her first baby daddy, too.
Yes. And then she'll end up, in jail again. She'll end up hurting someone again. She'll end up looking like a maniac again because at the end of the day, she's just crazy. She's one of those crazy hot chicks. We've seen it. We know it well. All my men out there listening have been in a relationship with this woman. Not this specific woman, but a woman just like her. And hell, some of them might even be with them right now because those are the fun ones, right? but so I get it. I understand why they're doing it. But at the end of the day, because normal and sustainable or balance, well, balance is boring when it comes to reality TV. You need crazy. You need, a hot chick with a nice ass throwing a chair at you to really be aroused these days. And that's what ABC knows. And that's what they're doing. So coming up right after Hoobastank, we're going to give away a pair of tickets for Shinedown. We're bringing back Mari's Hummer. Yes. So keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. News happening in a news cycle that's for Crumb.
And the micro penis? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. We're here live on the podcast broadcast. Welcome, everybody. Yes, we did skip the show open, but that's okay because it's Friday. We're joined by our very special guests and friends, film critic Herb Stratford and Robert from Late to the Party. Good morning, both of you. Let me get a check here from you, Robert.
Hello.
Yeah, I could hear you well. We got a lot of things that we're going to be covering. We just did our top story of, just the the TMZ headline of Taylor Frankie Paul.
Bachelorette.
The Secret Lives of Mormon Housewives / Bachelorette reality star that's such a hot mess. ABC's like, we need her for ratings, and they're not wrong. But then, of course, there's a video that now has amassed millions of views of her just going full-blown psycho, throwing metal chairs and putting her ex-boyfriend in a headlock. And Mari's just like, I don't see the problem here, which is crazy.
He must have deserved it. He must have said something.
Right. He said something like, maybe you shouldn't drink so much. What? Out comes the knives. So, yeah, that's a scandal. And, of course, our top story today, unfortunately, is the news that a legend passed away today. A lot of people didn't think that Chuck Norris could die. Basically, like, if the Grim Reaper came to get him, then Chuck Norris would kick the Grim Reaper's ass and be like, I'll come back in another 100 years and check in on you. But he did prove to be human today, passed away at the age of 86, kind of unexpectedly for those of us on the outside of his inner circle, right? So that's sad. That's going to be the day that we know that, Chuck Norris passed away. And, of course, you remember him growing up.
I will say, I know that was a shot at my age, but I will say that, he is the last link to like Bruce Lee.
Yes, he was.
So, I mean, that's sort of weird that, a guy that actually acted with Bruce Lee is still around and until yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, actually, let me pull up this video real quick of the evolution of Chuck Norris that I saw on Twitter. This thing looks pretty cool. And so starting off with the Way of the Dragon, essentially, is, and you see him, maybe, did you think Chuck Norris ever took the juice? Because he gets pretty buff and then he stays buff for a while.
Chuck Norris was a juice.
They juiced him for other people. You're right.
They took his blood, and that was the key ingredient to the juice. Yes, that makes more sense.
And bro, Chuck Norris died 20 years ago. Death just didn't have the courage to tell him until now, dude.
That's fair. That is fair.
That is correct.
All right, let's check out the evolution of Chuck Norris. This is 1972. He's 32 years old in 1972. Check it out.
Somebody advice is good enough today. Somebody songs we forgot to play.
Oh, yeah, I love it so much.
The hair.
That was a stud. Yeah.
Do you really want to live forever? Forever, forever, forever young. I want to be forever young. Do you really want to live forever?
Yeah, he's doing everything all the way up to 80 and stuff. Last few
that
years.
Mustache belongs in the Hall of Fame. I got to tell you.
Right.
Belongs in a museum.
Yes, absolutely.
It's interesting they skipped over Sidekicks, so I mean, come on.
Sidekicks legend. Was that your favorite Chuck Norris movie there, Robert?
No, I mean, there's a number of canon films that are up there with Chuck Norris that I do go back and revisit. Not as much Sidekicks, though.
Right.
My dad put me in karate when I was younger. I hated it because I had to take my shoes off. It was terrible. The floor was disgusting. But I could still stick and move.
That's when he discovered his love for movies and shows, which Robert and Vanessa right now are finishing up their reactions to Daredevil season 2.
It's
right.
Yeah. So how many episodes did you see?
The whole thing.
You saw the whole. Oh, and you still have one episode to go, Robert. You didn't get the last episode.
Hey, we film ours in real time and chronicle and all that stuff. Herb has to watch it all in a binge. They give you a limited time before they rip it away from you. So
that is exactly right. And I had a window, so I power watched it over 3 nights. So yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so fantastic. And we're speculating as to what kind of tie-ins, if any, are going into the new Spider-Man movie that's going to drop here in July, which they've released a trailer for in increments and then all together. Got us very excited. Got our casuals, super excited. We got the super fans who know everything about it, every Easter egg and every bi storyline and multiverse, and then you got the casuals that enjoy the uniform and all the web slinging that Spider-Man provides. So is there any kind of die-ins or anything you could say on that? Or
X-Men.
And it's a continuation?
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about this season of Daredevil is you get Jessica Jones, which is just, like one of my faves. And so
she's gorgeous.
She shows up in episode 6 and she rides out through the end. And so that's great to see her. There's a couple other little cameo things that happen. What I'm worried about, I'll be honest with you, is that they don't do more, because I love this version of Daredevil,
right?
And this story does sort of come to a conclusion with Kingpin, so I sort of hope that we have more juice in the tank, because I just love these characters and I think they've done a great job.
Well, if anything we've learned from comic book movies is that no one truly ever dies, right? There's always a way to bring them back. Let's get on the air. Rock 1 2.1 Camp Man. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. It's the podcast broadcast. We're joined by film critic Herb Stratford and YouTube reactor Robert from Late to the Party, and this is just all themed for the big releases that are happening this weekend. There's one movie in particular that's killing it on Rotten Tomatoes, starring Ryan Gosling. At this point, it's 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. The movie's called Project Hail Mary. Did you watch this at Roadhouse, Herb?
I did. I saw it yesterday morning.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. So with everyone saying this movie is fantastic, what say you? Tell me about Project Hail Mary.
I would agree. I think it is fantastic. It is. It's a rare thing to get a science fiction movie that sort of crosses genres and is sort of appeals to everybody. Obviously, it appeals to the ladies because you got Ryan Gosling in it.
Yeah.
And it's just it's an amazing sort of like. Okay, so to back up, The Martian, which everybody loved with Matt Damon.
Yes.
Right? That was based on the book by Andy Weir. And this is another book by Andy Weir. And basically the Lord and Miller, the two directors who've done a lot of great work, they direct this story. And the story is Ryan Gosling is a middle school science teacher who had some sort of controversial theories. That's why he's teaching in a middle school instead of being a big time research guy. And the government approaches him and says, hey, our son is dying. We got to figure out what's going on, and we think you can help us. And he's like, I can't help you. I ride a bike to work. And so anyway, he starts working with these folks, and a lot of this is through backstory flashbacks, because at the very beginning of the movie, he's waking up on this spaceship and he doesn't know who he is, where he is, what's going on, because he's had some memory loss. And so basically, and you've seen the trailers, you've seen that he interacts with another species from another solar system whose sun is also dying. And the two of them have to work together to figure out what's wrong and to try and stop this damage that's happening, or else life everywhere will cease to exist. So it's a buddy comedy between Ryan and a rock spider person that's very cool named Rocky, but also it's so much steeped in real science, which is part of the reason why I think The Martian was so great. Was not only Matt Damon, but it's like this was real. This was like this could actually be happening. It's not total science fiction like Star Trek or Star Wars. It's actually rooted in what could be going on.
And same writer too, right?
Yeah.
Was it the same process? Did he crowdsource this material like he did with The Martian? Because he famously, basically, The Martian was a story that was kind of built over the years, where he had, it was one of these forums, like a Discord or whatever, and he would upload pages, and then other people would be like, actually, what you're going to want to do is this, and this, as far as, factually the science behind it, and he tweaked it until it was the most accurate it could be. Do you do the same thing with this?
And I don't know if that's the case, but clearly everybody, he's, all those folks now know him, right? And so he probably just talks directly to them.
Yeah, he's like, let's go to my nerd pool.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
So this is a lot of fun. I will say, don't drink a lot of beverages because it's 2.5 hours long, so you don't want to get up and go to the bathroom in the middle. Okay?
Right.
There's
okay.
a very important note there. But it's really good. It's just like, I think it's one of the first great movies of the year. It's entertaining. It's fun. It's funny. It's it's Ryan Gosling. I mean, the guy, he's just a stand-up dude.
Yeah, well, I mean, and he does get the pick of the litter as far as projects are concerned. So, it's not surprising that this movie is as good. And of course, it's from the writer of The Martian, which The Martian was fantastic. And 98% audience score. There are good reviews, but there are some bad reviews. I'll give you some bad reviews from this. The audience's goodwill is a precious, unstable resource, and flippancy of the film.
Pretentiousness is, I think, how it's.
How do you say it?
It's pretentiousnness is what it is. He's using these crazy ass words. Nobody knows what it is, and he's
Well, Yeah, it's from the New Yorker, so they were being extra pretentious in their thing, but they said it expands it recklessly. Variety said, wants to be kind of a great escape we need right now, and I have no doubt that many of us will hail it as one. So forgive me if I say it's not a good movie. Variety said that. Yeah. Could this movie be part of Project Bluebeam, where it's the government slow rolling us information about aliens and life on other planets to get us kind of used to the invasion?
You know, if the aliens that we end up meeting are like Rocky, I'm okay with it.
They got you. That sounds like Project Bluebeam to me.
Yeah,
you know,
I think so.
So yeah, that's good. So the aliens aren't necessarily the bad guys in this.
No,
film.
They're definitely not the bad guys. They're just charming and fun and funny and heartbreaking. Yes, no, it's a really good movie. Yeah,
yeah. So I'll share a good review as well. You know, on top of Herb's great review for this. It imbues us with childlike wonder from scenes that pay homage to such classics as E.T., Flight of the Navigator, which we literally just talked about the other day, and Rocky. Yeah. So it's good. Yeah. So that's great. So it looks like, honestly, with the reviews that it's getting, and it's a big blockbuster, good, graphics, special effects, all that good stuff. Yeah. It seems it's based in reality.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the only critique I'm going to have is I think the studio should have waited till later in the year to release this, because you release something in March and nobody remembers it come award season, right? And award season is going to be crazy because you got Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, you've got the new Avengers movie, the Dune movie, you got all this stuff coming out later in the year. But maybe they wanted to give it a little runway, a little bit of room to breathe, But I'm going to go see it again this weekend. I got to be honest.
Yeah, here's a crazy thought. Maybe they wanted to make money, Like, that's the deal. Like, what else? They release the blockbusters now. And I also enjoy the fact that it's a 2.5-hour movie, because I'm of the belief that if it's a streaming movie, give me 90 minutes, right? Cater to my ADD. But if I'm going to pay money and have an experience, then make it longer and make it worth my, worth my money. And just not suck. I mean, obviously 2.5 hours of suckage is torture, but
no, it's delightful from start to finish. So
good. All right. So we have a lot to talk about with film critic Herb Stratford and Robert from Late to the Party. We'll continue the conversation on the podcast broadcast. Coming up, there's a movie called Toe that looks really good that we'll talk about when we return after music for Nirvana. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. Did you look at all the trailers this week for Spider-Man and all that good stuff?
I saw Spider-Man. I'm not sure what else dropped that was
Dune 3.
Of course. I watched that about 8 times.
Okay, so let's talk about that, because obviously Robert shared that with us. We reacted to it. Now, I'll be honest. I was like, oh, I need Herb here for this, because you're a Dune fanatic.
I am.
You are.
Now, Robert, you're like, part of your reaction channels, so you're breaking down and seeing the Easter eggs and picking up what most of us miss, right?
I mean, it depends. No, we're pretty much fish out of water, experiencing something for the first time with typically as little knowledge as possible. Granted, like MCU, it's hard to do that because we do pick up stuff from the many, many years that we've been watching it. But at the same time, my memory's shot, so I forget most of the stuff. So usually it's just us experiencing it in real time. We don't typically dissect stuff, but sometimes we notice things and we actually do get it right quite a bit.
Yeah. So what did you watched the trailer like 8 times and you again, read all the books, watched the original movie with Kyle MacLachlan and loved that.
Hated it.
Oh, you hated it?
Hated that.
All right. But you're super happy about the reboot in the first 2 Dune. So this one, what makes you excited about the trailer for Dune 3?
So, I think it's just it's continuing the story because I wanted more. But I will tell you that of the Dune books, and I've read them all many times, probably too many times. I have them on my iPad. Sometimes I just pick them up and read them again. But for me, it's what we've seen up till now with the first 2 films is really the hero's journey, right? Because Paul Atreides is the hero. He gets his revenge on the people that killed his parents. He basically takes the whole planet of Arrakis on this, jihad, and he becomes, the emperor. but we don't have the real guts of the story, which Frank Herbert, the author, has always said is beware the charismatic leader, beware the hero.
Oh.
So Dune Messiah, and then to some extent the third book, Children of Dune, which is more about his children. The second book really shows Paul as a despotic ruler, and he's got all these plots against him trying to kill him. He is sort of lost control. This holy war is out of control. His sister is running this almost cult-like religion, and she is possessed. So, I mean, this is the dark stuff. This is the real meat of Herbert's story. It's not just all science fiction, flying ships and crazy stuff. This is like the human story, and that's what to me is so interesting to finally see what happens. My favorite book is the fourth book, but that's too weird to ever be filmed. So
you think that'll be too weird to ever be filmed? So you think it's going to stop at Dune 3, or do you know?
So Villeneuve has said that he will not do any more movies. The fourth book, Paul's son merges with a sandworm and becomes a 3,500-year-old hybrid sandworm human.
Ooh, cool.
It's called God Emperor of Dune.
Sounds like Human Centipede.
I've read this book probably 15 times. It's my favorite. So they'll never make this because it's too weird. People would not see it, and I don't even know if they could.
I don't know, man. Never say never when it comes to this. Especially with the age of AI. I mean, hell, shit. The thing is, a fan will probably make it for you.
Yeah,
and then you'll be able to see it and possibly love it. And hate it at the same time, just knowing that the industry that you know and love is dead and gone.
I was very excited about the visuals. I'm excited for people to sort of continue that story. And of course, I'm on a lot of Facebook groups where people are just like, picking it apart and saying, oh, this is bad and that's bad and whatever. It's just like, you know what? It's Denis Villeneuve's version of this. It's not, you know what I mean? Frank Herbert didn't make this. It's like, you make your own damn movie if you want, like just enjoy what somebody did, and they had a ton of money and it won a lot of awards, and just deal with it. And it's one of 15 movies Zendaya's going to be in this year. So.
I know.
Yeah, but it's probably going to be the biggest. And that's the one takeaway that I got from the trailer, was just so massively blown away by the casting of this and the young Hollywood. And then also, then you feel old. You feel hurt like. Right? Where you're just like, all these kids, man, now they are the people. They are the A-list. And the ones that we grew up with, the DiCaprios, the Pitts and stuff like that, those are the grandpas. That's like Robert Redford. You know what I mean? Yes. It's Herb's Robert Redford. And so, that's the mind-blowing part of it. And I'm for it. I'm definitely for it, because once you watch somebody be dominate for 30 years, it's good to get a new fresh face in the mix.
Yeah. And as long as they're gracious about it, like I thought that it was very nice the way that DiCaprio didn't have a frown. DiCaprio didn't have a frown on his face at the Oscars, right? Mm-hmm. He was genuinely excited for Michael B. Jordan and, the things that happened, and that's good.
Yeah, but to be fair, he was getting a hand job from his 25-year-old girlfriend during that time. During the time,
Let's
you
just remember, he dumps them at 25. She has to be less than 25.
No, this one's older.
Yeah, she passed the age.
Okay.
He's maturing.
Because we notice now, so he's got to change up his MO.
Yeah. He's got to keep it fresh. He'll still dump her before she's 30, though. He's not crazy.
It's escalation.
All right. And then I sent you, before we get into Toe, I sent you the a DM on Instagram. Did you get it?
No.
Oh, you kidding me?
No, what'd you send me?
I sent you the cast for the Challenge 42.
Oh no, I didn't get it. What the heck?
Yeah, man. Check your DMs, dude. Do you have me blocked?
No, I don't. There it is. 2 days ago. Oh, whoops. All right, I see it.
I'll pull it up right now.
I see it.
Robert, you watch the challenge, right?
Yeah, we watched the challenge.
Right.
You do?
Yes.
Wow,
yeah.
I'm outnumbered.
Yeah, goddamn right you are. That's because it's a fantastic show.
Where do you guys watch it, though? I can't even watch it.
Well, now you're going to watch it on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
Well, the one good thing about the monopoly that is happening all over the place is that MTV as a cable network has died effectively, right? And cable networks in general have lost their audience. So it's all about streaming networks. And so Skydance bought a Viacom. Viacom owns MTV. And as they're consolidating the IP, there are certain projects they decided to keep. Right now, the challenge is on that to keep list. And it's smart because it's an IP of over 20 years of content that they have. And it's also low cost in a way that reality competition shows are generated. So you could manipulate budgets. Basically, it's a returning cast. So some of the older veterans, you're going to pay more for, but then you could always incorporate rookies, as they say, at a lower rate.
Yeah.
So this cast, I'm a fan of for a couple reasons. First off, it's very veteran heavy. Yes, it is. And, the rookies that they have on there, they have a majority of the rookies are girls, hot chicks from reality shows. Okay, so let's break down the veterans for the females first. Cara Maria, over 16 seasons, 3 championships. She's a GOAT. Tori, who her and Cara are now friends. She's also a beast. Michelle from Survivor, former Survivor winner, very good. Nuri's probably the hottest chick on the cast, arguably. Sydney, who said she'd never return to the challenge last year.
And it comes right back.
Runs right back, which is great because she has a very snotty attitude and is great for reality TV. Adrian, who had an underdog story. Izzy, who has a smoke show. Cassidy, I told you, remember my crush on Cassidy for USA? Challenge USA 1? I was all about this girl. I made even a short, put it on YouTube, hoping she'd see it. Maybe she did and blocked me.
Yeah.
But that's one that just in real life, I would creep over. So I'm glad that she's back. And then the rookies, they're all 10 out of 10s. Anna Lee, Riley from Big Brother, who has a lot of thirst traps online that you can check out. Elite and then D. Don't know much about them. Just know that they're pretty much I got a hot redhead, 2 hot blondes, and a brunette. Good. That's Cassidy.
Something for everybody.
Absolutely.
Gotta have variety.
Yeah. Now let's go to the men. This is where it gets interesting and very exciting. Okay. So Bananas and CT are back. That's great. Brad's back. One last hurrah. Unfortunately, Brad is way past his prime. But considering we have the same surname, I still root for him. Real World San Diego. Mm-hmm. Corey's back, but then
Nelly.
Yeah, Nelly T. Now Nelson, he got into a single car accident, a drunk driving accident. He fell asleep at the wheel. His car caught on fire. He was actually saved by an NFL player. This is a very crazy story. And he had his leg amputated. And considering he got in a car accident DUI, he was essentially canceled, but then he's an amputee as well. But since then, he has been able to turn his life around and learn to live life as an amputee and still be athletic, right? Bringing him back for the first time since then is that storyline that's going to be happening all season long. That's going to be fascinating.
Well, and we've never really had somebody with that much of a disability on the show before. So
No.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, definitely Jordan has a disadvantage because of his hand, but
Right.
I mean, this is a whole different game.
Yeah. Are you excited to see Nelly T back on the challenge, Robert?
It's wild that Nelly's coming back because they're going to give everything they got in terms of games to the competitors, and a lot of them I don't know how they're going to get through it when it comes to especially the long distance running that goes over days sometimes. So if Nelly can pull that off, it's a show of force, but it's going to come down to his determination and what he's willing to attempt and how he can show how badass he is doing it. Then I think it's going to be a good example. But other than that, man, it's going to be an uphill fight for him.
I don't think it will. I think it's going to be an advantage. And, I was listening to a podcast on this, Devin is close to him. He's a long distance running now. And think about this. If you're running a marathon, your feet and your legs get tired while doing a marathon. He's only going to have one foot that's going to get tired. Then he has a super foot that he's not going to feel. And that's kind of an advantage. The way that they build these prosthetics these days. Rock 1 2.1, KFMA, we're back on the air. We're just breaking down the cast for the Challenge 42 real quick, as we're super excited about that. So we're talking about Nelson, aka Nelly T, being an amputee coming back for this show. And he is also inadvertently one of the most hilarious cast members of the show because he's so dumb.
Well, and here's the other thing we got to remember in terms of an advantage for Nelly. Corey will do whatever Nelly needs.
Yes, he's got his back.
He would literally carry Nelly up just to finish a challenge.
Yeah. Another argument that I heard Devin say, friends of Nelson, is that it's an advantage for him to have this disadvantage, so to speak, because now he has to use his critical thinking. If anything, Nelson's disadvantage was that he was dumber than a box of rocks and had zero critical thinking skills. He's athletic. Yeah, it's good looking. Sure. He'd smash the hottest chick on the show, and he'd be able to do physical challenges. But when it came to a puzzle or math, he was done, right?
Yeah.
But now you have to kind of overcome having one leg. And that's training your brain on a daily basis, constantly, as soon as you wake up until you go to bed. And that actually might improve his critical thinking skills. So we'll see what happens with Nelson on there.
Yeah.
Cedric, Will, Justin, and Leo are all rookies that returned from the last season, and they were kind of standouts for the show. So excited about that. And then Chris, the winner of USA Survivor or the Challenge USA 2. Who had that fantastic season, and was the champion.
Yeah.
And then they got 2 rookies, Josh and Keanu. So again, only 2 rookie guys, and then 4 hot rookie girls. I feel like the casting did 10 out of 10 this year.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. Exactly. Yes.
Wow.
I'm glad we're on the same page. So yes, so they're currently filming this right now. They're about 3 weeks into production. I already know of 6 people that have been eliminated. I'm just saying. I'm not telling you who it is, Herb.
6 already. Damn.
All right.
6 people got eliminated. Who's your favorite person on this cast?
My favorite person?
Yeah.
I have to. All right, my favorite guy is always CT. So that's just the way I got to roll.
Okay.
And then I wasn't a huge Cara Maria fan, but now I'm sort of in her camp because I feel like she's matured and I think she's proven herself and she's not Tori.
All right. Now look at me. I'm not going to tell you if they got eliminated or not. You're just going to have to read my face to be able to tell.
I'm not looking at you. I'm not going to do it. Don't ruin it for me.
Fair enough. Let's get into our next movie review. The movie Tow. All right. Now it's not TOE.
It is not.
TOW.
It's TOW. Yes.
Tow truck.
Looks
Totally
like a great.
different.
Yeah,
Yes.
it looks like a great cast too. Female fronted, right?
It is. So Rose Byrne plays a woman in Seattle who, of course, rose right off of her Oscar nomination for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. She plays a woman who is down on her luck a little bit. She's living in her car. She's divorced. She has a teenage daughter played by Elise Fisher. She finally lands this job and her car gets stolen. Well, that's kind of a problem because her job required a car and that was also her house.
Yeah.
So the car ends up getting towed and we end up trying to follow her, trying to get her car back. And so she ends up going to, temporary housing, a shelter, women's shelter. Simon Rex is a tow truck employee, that sort of feels sorry for her. So it's always great to see Simon and things.
Really?
And it's a great cast and it's based on a true story. And, my favorite part, of course, of these things that are based on true story is seeing the real people. And so there's this great lawyer that helps her out, a young guy. And so at the very end of the movie, there's a scene where the 3 main characters are sitting on a bench and you see them and you're like, oh my God, that was so perfect. The casting is just spot on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty interesting. Corbin Burnson, who we haven't seen in a long time, he plays an awful lawyer. And so it's a pretty interesting thing because a lot of times we don't see stories about people that, are down on their luck and what it takes to sort of get out of that. It's not easy.
Yeah. Now, do you think Simon Rex is becoming a good actor now? I mean, he was great in Rocket, but it was also, it was him.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
He just plays, his character, which is his rap persona, and it's just kind of like, a very surface level stuff. Is he different than Simon Rex that we're used to?
Yeah, a little bit. He's less over the top. You know what I mean? He's more, it's a little more restrained. I think he's finding that he doesn't have to overact, And so Red Rocket, he definitely was overacting.
Red Rocket, yeah.
But it was a great movie.
I do enjoy it.
I like him. I just think I think it's good to see him on screen because he's not Tom Cruise, he's not Brad Pitt, you know what I mean? He's just like sort of an average dude.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was a great looking dude in the 90s, right? But he partied hard, right? And you could see the miles on his face. But he's still a good looking dude, don't get me wrong. But he definitely skipped drinking bottles of water on some of those cocaine binges, He looks a little dehydrated.
It's
right?
true.
I don't think he would argue this either. I'm pretty sure he'd be like, nailed it. Yeah.
Just think of his character George from Scary Movie. I think it was Scary Movie 3, man. He's ridiculous in that one.
Yes, I know. And the point where like his performance killed the franchise until they brought it back.
They killed him in the next one.
Yes, they did. It was one of the first things they did.
$1 Million Baby style.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 74% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's pretty good. I mean, it's it's a typical David versus Goliath story. You know that it's going to end where she gets her car back. I mean, there's no spoiler there, but just the journey is very good. So, yeah.
All right, look, I got Todd asking, when do we get a review battle between Robert and Herb? Did you watch show yet? No, you probably didn't, huh?
For me, no, I hadn't even heard of it. That's the thing. Fish out of water, late to the party. It's not just a clever name. So, but looking at just the clips that you're showing, it feels like kind of like Aaron Brockovich. It's got that kind of an energy just from the visuals and what Herb was saying. But I love Rose Byrne, and she's killing it now. Just accolade-wise, she's been killing it for a long time, especially in the comedy world. So yeah, it's something that I would be interested in seeing. Because it's one, Rose Byrne, two, it does have that Aaron Brockovich kind of energy to it. And that was huge movie back in the day.
And Demi Lovato, I mean, it's just like very interesting cast.
Oh, now you got her attention, Demi Lovato.
And Demi. Octavia. I mean, there's just this cast is sort of to die for. I mean, when you think about it. And Demi actually sings a little bit, which normally I would resist because I'd be like, oh, come on. But it actually feels very appropriate when it happens.
Okay.
And, it's just, So, we don't need to battle it out, man. We're friends, right?
And do a reaction. We'll battle it in real time.
Yes. Yeah, do that. Yeah, we should do that. That'd be fun.
As friends, we battle here. That's what we do. Right. All right. We got more with film critic Herb Stratford and Robert from Late to the Party coming up next. And B. Fegan Presents, keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/BFegan. Yeah, and I mean Todd's producing. He's the official producer of the show. So if he says battle, then I'll give you verbal weapons. All
right, let's words.
Yeah. Now we covered Toe. We covered Project Hail Mary. And then you know what? Let's talk about. Well, I guess we'll talk about the Billie Eilish doc.
But actually, the Billie Eilish doc got bumped to May, so we won't talk about that. Yeah.
Why is that? You think it's because of some of the backlash?
No, I just think it's like they just figured out, like, look, Ryan Gosling's going to own the weekend for a couple weekends. And
you're damn right he is.
Out of it. So so that one got bumped. But I do want to say, if we're going to talk about streaming, Born to Bowl. This is a trip. This is a real trip. This is a 5-part HBO documentary series about the Professional Bowlers League, right? PBL or whatever it is. And it follows these guys. There's a 4-month season, and it follows like 4 or 5 of these guys, 4 of the top guys, and then this guy who's sort of a rising star. And it is a trip. It is like a bizarre world. If you only know bowling from like Kingpin or watching something on the Ocho.
Well, that's immediately what I was thinking. I was like, is it basically going to be like Kingpin, but real life?
It is. I mean, there's a moment in this where the one guy who's like one of the top 2 guys, he's got the trophy and he's showing the trophy and he's like, this is the tear that I cried. It's still on the trophy. I mean, oh my God, you're a bowler. But it's really, there's some stuff that I had no idea about, right? Like they actually oil the lanes.
Yes.
And they're in different patterns. You don't know what the pattern is. So you can think that you're going to be bowling, but all of a sudden your ball just goes on a crazy direction.
Yeah.
There's the tear. And so it's a very interesting look at this world. Actually, on my YouTube channel, there's an interview with the 2 directors that did it. And so this is wild. I mean, these guys, there's no salary. So they're like on their own dime, traveling all over the country, sharing hotel rooms, trying to figure out, like, oh, I hope I'm going to win this $20,000. Meanwhile, my family's back at home and, they're eating ramen because I'm a professional bowler. So it is a trip. They do reference Kingpin, which is sort of fun. They have a little shot of Ernie McCracken, the great Bill Murray character with a comb over.
Yeah.
But it's just, this is a very interesting look. And also, professional bowling was on Fox. It was on Fox Sports. And this season that they're chronicling is the last season that Fox is actually covering the tour. And so there's this real uncertainty about, without Fox sponsorship money, there's no money.
Right.
Right. So,
yeah, well, I mean, who was really watching?
Well, that's super interesting because they do show a lot of the audience and they talk to these people that are like, nuts. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like wearing shirts that are autographed and the big heads. And I mean, these people, and this is not like in Los Angeles and New York. These are in small towns where these things are going on.
Yes.
So it is the biggest thing. And these folks, it's very interesting.
What's the highest bowling score you ever had?
I was like probably 230, 240.
Oh,
what? This guy?
What?
No, when I was in high school, it's funny. One of our PE classes was bowling.
Yeah.
So we would all get in a van and we'd go to the bowling alley, and I would make money every week because I would bet, and I would always have the high score. I have a ball. I have
Oh, you
stuff.
do?
Oh, yeah.
This guy's a ringer. Yeah. So I don't bet anybody that has their own accessories for certain things. Like I don't bet someone playing pool if they have their own cue stick, right? I don't. Same thing with darts and bowling. You break out your own shoes and ball, I'm out, dude. Yeah, we could do a gentleman's bet of nothing.
I put the bumpers on, man. You get the highest scores that way.
That is true.
You do.
Well, and just remember, you don't want to lose, or you don't want to win a bet from Beef, because he will pay you in quarters and nickels and cigarette butts that he pulled out of his car. So
I did that.
You did that?
I did
that
that
to me.
Gross.
I paid up though. I paid up, Maury.
Hey,
I mean, it was in there. You know, it was.
It smelled. It was just. It was.
Oh,
what are you smelling it for?
It was the exact amount that I owed him, though. So, that's the thing. There was other stuff in there, but I paid full. Yes,
bonus.
Absolutely. All right. As we get ready for our next segment here, let's run back real quick. A round of Ask a Conspiracist from early this morning. A lot of serious news happening in the world today. But what's really going on is what you need to pay attention to. We broke that down earlier. In case you missed it, it went like this. Check it out. All universally, and they'll give us an official narrative, right? But it's important for you to work on your critical thinking skills and learn to read between the lines. But don't worry if you can't do that, because you could always ask a conspiracist, and that's what this segment is, Maury. So what caught your attention in the news this week that I can enlighten you on?
Well, the FCC approved Nexstar's $6.2 billion acquisition of Tegna, creating the largest local TV station owner in the country, reaching about 80% of U.S. households, despite the usual 39% cap being waived.
Isn't that weird? The usual in the law, how it's always been, it was an anti-monopoly law saying, hey, for freedom of speech purposes, not one company can own everything, because then that way you push out one narrative, whatever narrative you choose.
Exactly.
Yes. So this isn't a merger. No, it's basically a volume knob, right? So local news used to feel different city to city. Not anymore.
Really?
Yeah. Now one company control what 80% of America sees at 6 p.m. And it's not what they say. It's just how loud certain stories are. So you don't need to tell people what to think. No, you just decide what they hear first and what never makes the rundown.
So what about like javelina stories or...
You're not going to get those. No, you're going to get the official narrative that they want you to believe as they continue to mold the sheeple, so to speak. So when this merger went down, they didn't buy stations. They bought the playlist. So essentially, imagine someone buying your playlist and be like, it's going to be Nickelback, all Nickelback all the time.
No.
That's what Nexstar merging with Tenga means. So there you go. And monopolies continue to win here in 2026. When will it end?
I don't know.
It will end when there's going to be politicians that stop getting payoffs to let this happen, because it's anti-American to have these monopolies. But we'll continue. What else made the attention or made the news today?
The FDA approved a new higher dose version of Wegovy, tripling the maximum weekly dose to help patients lose more weight. Those side effects were reported in over 70% of users.
Oh, that's only 7 out of 10 users,
That's
Maury.
a lot.
Oh, okay, well, no. Look, this is not just a stronger dose. It's tolerance economics. Yes.
What?
Yeah, every blockbuster drug follows the same arc. Starts off, works great. Then the demand explodes. Results plateau. Then they introduce a stronger version, right? So at the end of the day, it's not even about just losing weight. It's about staying ahead of the curve. And notice it's fast-tracked because it aligns with quote-unquote national health priorities.
Oh.
Yeah, that means the system isn't just treating patients, it's scaling solutions, right? So basically, it's not just medicine, it's version updates for your body. And the government's rolling it out, being like, hey, America, we fat, and we need to fix that because guess what? You don't have health insurance because you can't afford it. So,
I mean, yeah, I don't.
No, I know. That's America, all right? And that's another thumbs up for monopolies. All right, one more story here, less depressing, but still real as can be.
NASA.
Yes.
Love me some NASA. They are rolling the Artemis 2 rocket back to the launch pad for another attempt at sending astronauts around the moon after multiple delays caused by fuel leaks and system malfunctions.
Isn't that weird that we have so many technical issues 60 years after we've already been to the moon and camped out there so many times?
They want to be safe.
Look, growing up, it's like I went to Rocky Point every spring break as a kid. It'd be like, I just can't find a way to get back to Rocky Point now in my 40s. That's what it's like.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's very much like that, Maury. Now, as far as these rockets, they don't keep failing like this unless something's off. Okay, so you delay once, okay. Twice, coincidence. Multiple systems acting up.
It happens.
No.
Systems are faulty.
No, that's a pattern, Mari. Yes. And with that, they're now aiming for an April 1st launch.
Yeah.
April 1st.
April 1st. The 1st of April.
Fool's Day. Yes. You're telling me the most important mission in the last 50 years is scheduled on the one day people don't trust anything?
It's coincidence.
Yeah. A lot of times when you think it's coincidence, it's designed that way to make you think it's coincidence.
Is that so?
Absolutely so. So if they launch on April 1st, the real question is, who is the joke on? The reality is probably us. All right. So again, just another reminder, don't believe everything you read, because when one company controls the news, drugs get stronger and rockets keep hesitating, maybe everything's being pushed a little further than it should. And that's the reality of it. So again, don't believe the official narrative. Learn to read between the lines. And if you can't do that, ask a conspiracist.
Have a nice phone call.
All right. Oh, you got to take off. Oh, okay. That's fine. Yeah, you got to do your phone call. But we were talking about Doomsday, which, is a release here of they're going to do Avengers and Dune. It's going to be released on the same day, December 18th.
Like Barbenheimer.
Yeah.
Wow, that would be like a really meaty movie going.
You say no? You say no, Robert? You heard that?
No, they're gonna. It's supposed to be Doomsday, and it's gonna be Dune, right? You said it's gonna be at the same day.
Yeah,
that's not counter programming. That they're gonna be cannibalizing each other for the market. So I think that they'll end up moving one away from the other.
Yeah. I would hope so. Why would you? It's what a great week for movie theaters, though, right? You could have two sellout movies.
Yeah, but then they're all fighting for the IMAX because Dune's got to be an IMAX, Endgame's got to be an IMAX. Disney typically wins when it comes to those battles, and they also like to spread it out for a long period of time so the other companies can't come in. So, a lot of politics involved when it comes to the studio. So I do feel like one of them will shift, because it's not good for them if everybody is packing the theaters to try and get in these limited access, especially like AMC here in town. Once they did the remodel, there's a lot less seats when it comes to each auditorium, with the exception of the IMAX. They won't change, so they keep that amount. But it's if it's counter programming, it's great because then it's something for everybody. But all of us want to see both, and that's going to make it hard to get in there to be able to see these shows with the limited space.
Right. Yeah, we're talking with Robert from Late to the Party because Herb dropped that bombshell on us that Dune 3 and Avengers Doomsday may be released on the same day, which
December 18th.
December 18th, which he believes that would change as we get closer to it. Obviously, both these films will probably be long done by the time, and I understand they want to release closest to Christmas because that is the optimal time to get more. Oh yeah, because first off, school's out of session for most people. And a lot of people are off of work as well. So they go out to the movie theaters. You got family in town. What do you do with family members that you don't see very often, but you don't really want to talk to for long periods of time? You go to the movies.
That's what they do. The entire family comes together. It's an event. That's why that Barbenheimer was so good, because I believe it was around Thanksgiving time in November. Yeah. But yeah, that period from Thanksgiving leading into the end of December, you do have a lot of families going out and watching movies together. And you do want something out there for them to, hit up. And these are two massive movies. So if they can figure out a way to do it, even if it's week to week, it would behoove them to do a screening for one, then the other, but they just can't because of the specifics of the projectors and changing everything from one to the other. That would make IMAX's life super hard if they did that and the theaters. But true. And it ended up happening too, where the different formats weren't formatted for the different projectors, and some projectors weren't able to do it for some of the movies that they do have very specific settings on those formats. It is a big issue if they, tried to have everybody get the best experience, typically with the biggest screen and the best sound.
Yeah, we'll see. There's competition there too, though. So, because it's going to be two rival studio companies, and at this point, not everything is owned by one company yet. Wait for it; it will happen. Real quick, I want to get into trash TV now. Let me remind you of a character that captured the world's heart. His name was Montoya. You remember Montoya? Spanish Love Island is the name. So this
got cheated on.
Yes, this is the scene in particular that, again, immediately captured my attention, broke my heart into a million pieces, and the rest of the world as well. Montoya, he was in pain, but the world cried for Montoya because he had to witness his girlfriend cheat on him in real time. This is the Love Island Spanish edition, where they go hard in the paint. This is why Love Island's one of the most popular shows in the world, because essentially it's straight up porn.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and it's heartbreaking, scandalous porn. I'll show you a little bit of Montoya's reaction as he's watching his girlfriend cheat on him on a live feed and what he does. Now watch this.
Te vas a arrepentir toda tu vida de hecho. Disfruta, disfrútalo, disfruta. Me ha reventado por dentro. Me ha reventado por dentro.
Tranquilo,
Montoya, por favor. Yo no he hecho nada, coño. Solamente de ti. ¿Quiere dormir, te ha dicho?
Si no estuvieras aquí, no lloraría.
Puedo ver esto, Sandra. ¡Cabrona!
And he just takes off. You gotta stop her.
No, baby. Don't do it.
Montoya, vuelve.
Te estaba deseando, tío. ¿Dónde está?
Montoya, por favor.
¡No te amo! ¡Ah!
Montoya, Montoya.
All right, so that's Montoya. He having his heart broken on national television, and then that turned into a global viral clip, right? Fantastic and heartbreaking at the same time. Now, again, he captured the world's attention and affection, and there's been follow-up stories of Montoya, and I'm not here to talk about Montoya. No, I'm here to talk about the new Montoya.
Oh, there's a new
There's
Montoya.
a new Montoya. Love Island Spanish edition is back. Love Island Spain, if you will. And unfortunately, the same thing happened again. Unfortunately for the contestants, very fortunate for the producers who set this up to make sure it happens exactly the same. So here, ladies and gentlemen, is the new Montoya watching his girlfriend cheat on him on live video stream, and his reaction is eerily similar to the one we just witnessed.
Okay.
They're all watching, by the way. They're like, oh, he's getting it.
Oh, no.
Oh, no is correct.
¿Dónde está ella? ¿Qué me... No, güey. Silver, Silver, por favor, Silver. Ven aquí. Silver.
Yeah, he threw the iPad. He's like, it wasn't the iPad's fault. Let's be honest. But then what's Gilbert doing? He's running that heartbreak path along the beach. Will he run through the water as Montoya, or will he try to keep it dry while trying to C-block the guy from banging his girlfriend on live television?
Silver, cógenlo. Silver.
You, está ahí, hermano, está ahí.
Cógenlo.
Yeah, I mean, it's about half a mile away.
Oh, so they can run.
Oh, yeah, they can run.
I mean, if it worked before, it'll work again, right?
Yo, niño, está ahí.
Say that again, Robert.
¿Dónde has ido?
If it worked before, it'll work again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You said,
Right,
you're just gonna
I
do the
know.
same.
Montoya and Love Island the first time was trending globally for like a month from that scene, right? And and we posted that. This Gilbert reaction, since he didn't scream and cry, not as like crazy as the first one, but still gets pretty crazy.
¡Claudia!
Claudia, no!
Oh no, he's finding her in the act.
Uy, 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 tú, pasan cosas ahí.
¡Claudia!
No.
¡Claudia!
Suéltame, suéltame.
¡Claudia!
Please don't.
Oh, someone's trying to stop
¿Qué
it.
cojones
Yeah.
haces, Claudia? ¡Primera hoguera! ¡Primera hoguera!
And he's upset, right? It gets bad, right? Imagine that, though. Love Island's such a vicious television show.
And if
right?
you watch the show, you know they're going to do this stuff. So, I mean, it's like they just play it up for the views, man.
Well, yeah, but, just imagine being a contestant on that stuff and say, this is your girlfriend, right? And say there is some reality based beyond this quote-unquote reality TV. How heartbreaking it'd be to see that and then be like, oh, no, going mental. I mean, telling you, it's as trashy as it is. This is our trash TV segment. I love this stuff, dude.
I know you do. You really do.
That's the thing, though, is you can say that it's fake and that it's, amplified for the TV viewing audience. But, man, I've been in this situation, and it does get like that. Like, you're emotionally imbalanced when stuff like that happens. There's a lot of, heartbreak involved, and you don't know what to do, and you just run around. It's the best thing to do, besides, driving angry or something. Just go run along the beach. That'll make you feel better.
Oh, yeah. Especially in your 20s. That's when you're most emotional. That's why they can't cast Love Island of contestants in their 40s because then be like, look, it's your wife cheating on him. It's like, I get the bitch anyways. And then end of episode. Like, well, all right. That was anticlimactic. All right. We're going to keep this conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. Going to wrap things up here with a beef tip right after these words. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Okay, it was a little too hard on the hate that bee joke, but I was like,
no. I'm just reminiscing on when I threw a vase at somebody's face because I caught them in the act.
Yeah. I'd flip the coffee table. It's been there, man. But I was triggered every time you said what it was. Montoya. That every time everybody messed up my last name, which is Montaño. Every time Robert Montoya. Everybody, and it's like, no. Montaño. That's why I took the little Enya off my end, but I'm taking it back. I'm putting it back on, just like Joey Saldana.
Yes, take it back. But let's not pass over this little tip and the information I just got. So you threw a vase at somebody's face. What happened?
Yeah, I caught my ex in the act with another girl, and then I took the vase and
in the act,
threw it in her face.
Full blown in the act, just making out. What part of in the act were they at?
I blocked a lot of it out, to be honest.
Let's resurface. Let's pick that scab.
I don't know. I just caught them and I threw something at her, which in hindsight, I should have thrown it at him.
Yeah, he was in the wrong there. But she was in the wrong too. And it was a friend of you, though. She didn't know me. Oh.
She was some rando. I don't even think she knew who I was.
Okay, so yeah, then he was 100% in the wrong.
Oh, for
sure. She's just hooking up with the dude.
Yeah, but she did call me some names.
Okay.
And I ran out of there and drove out of there very fast.
Yeah.
And apparently she was like looking for me for like days to like, retaliate.
Well, yeah, because when you throw a vase at someone's face, they tend to want to get revenge.
Yeah.
In that situation, and it was fair for the most part, a fair reaction on her part. But yeah, you should have aimed the vase at the boyfriend who was cheating on you.
Yeah. No. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
How long were you with this guy?
Like 4 years.
Oof.
On and off. One of those.
How old were you?
Early 20s.
Yeah, that makes sense, dude. Again, the 20s. That's when you're the craziest.
That is,
sure.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I like your bed music for this.
Yeah. I was like, oh, we're going down memory lane. Let's solve this little mystery here in the crime.
Yeah.
I'm flashbacking through all the trauma right now.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we're all better off, right? Right.
Yeah, so much better off. Look at us now, Robert.
Look at us. Who'd have thought?
Better off. My scar tissue has prevented me from actually having any kind of feelings ever again. Just numb on the inside. So
you've never walked in on somebody cheating on you, though.
Oh man. I mean, I've heard cheating through the telephone, butt dial status.
Oh, really?
Yes and no.
What's worse, though, through the telephone or like in person?
Probably in person because it would turn into like a physical altercation. I mean, and I've seen those scenarios happen with my friends. Super heartbreaking. But yeah, no, I mean, for the most part, there was a lot of times that I would keep my feelings at bay. So I'd be seeing somebody, but not in a relationship. So whatever happened, it didn't even matter, and kind of thing. So it's like, okay, you're doing that, then I'm doing this. So yeah. But I mean, my baby's mom was the one that was cheating on me the most. I think one night she came home, she's going out to the bar. She went out to the bar. I'm at home with my daughter, and then she comes home late, and I see through the gate her get out of the car from the back seat, and then she make out with this guy, and then walked in. So I watched that, and there was a couple guys in the car. And so I had a moment of insanity where I'm like, I should go out and try to kill them all. And then I'm like, then I had a moment of clarity being like, the odds are not in my favor. And so like, I'm already getting cheated on. Do I want to get my ass kicked on top of that and really get emasculated? No. So yeah. Okay. So yes, I've had those situations. I did block that out. So I know. I guess we both revisited some trauma today.
Yeah. More is coming to me right now too. And I'm like,
block it.
Rock 102.1 KF, man. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. That's all the time that we have for the podcast broadcast. I'd like to thank our guest film critic Herb Stratford and our YouTube reactor Robert from Late to the Party. Make sure you subscribe to both their YouTube channels, Late to the Party on YouTube and on Instagram, and of course the Arts and Culture Guy on YouTube for interviews and more. So, and of course, while you're there, you can subscribe to our podcast page at Beef Vegan. Beef Games happening next Thursday, St. Philip's Plaza. Tons of ticket giveaways and gift cards, cash type prizes. So join us. It's a 21 up event to play. But come one, come all. Beef Games. Get your information at kfma.com. And of course, we're gonna have that U of A game happening at 10:30. So bear down. Good luck to our U of A Wildcats. Our beef tip today is the first day of spring.
It is?
Yeah, even though it feels like the first day of summer. Here are some reasons why that's good for your health. You get better light, which can improve your sleep and mood. Things are more fresh, healthy food options thanks to spring produce. And spring cleaning for your living space can improve your mental health. So if you're feeling down in the dumps, clean your house. That's your beef tip. That's all the time we have for the show. Thank you so much for listening. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
It'll be 100 degrees too.
100,
and to all your grief.
I'm not ready.
If
Rest in peace, Chuck Norris.
I will knock out all your teeth.
Just like Chuck Norris.